I've been asked to do a Q&A. I've never done one. Let's see how this goes. If I could take control of anyone's Instagram account for one day, who would it be and why? That's easy. Wendy's. Because I could say whatever I want to whoever I want, and it would just be funny. It could be the cruelest thing ever. It would just be a sick burn, bro. So yeah, I think that's exactly who I would take over. Wendy's for sure. If I were stranded on an island and only could take 3 items with me, what would they be and why? That's simple. I'm going to assume that I am stuck there and need to be rescued. So a satellite phone, something to charge a satellite phone, like a solar charger, and flint or something to make fire, because obviously I would not know how to do that on my own. Do I look like someone that can make fire with just these hands? Yeah, no. Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer, right? What advice would I give someone who wants to be a social media creator? I honestly think the best advice I can give is just be you and just do it. Do the things that you enjoy. Create the things that you find value in. That's how you find your community and your niche, is just what are you interested in? Don't be something you're not. For me, to start, I'm not a good cook, and so I embrace that. I created Poor Man's Comfort Food because cheap eats with like 5 or 6 ingredients, like that's exactly who I was, and I think I connected with a lot of people who were in the same position that we were. In terms of the diabetes content, Lillian, who has type 1 diabetes and that's not curable, we try to make the best of the situation and have the most fun with it possible. So you see me being goofy and ripping her sticker off and making jokes, and that's really the best thing we could do in this situation in light of her having an incurable disease. So again, for if you want to create anything, just do it and don't quit. Just keep at it. I never thought I would get more than 1,000 followers, let alone millions on multiple platforms. So if I can do it, you can do it. So do it. What is my biggest pet peeve? It's children who talk to me and say, Dad, like it's a one long word rather than just, my name, Dad. It just goes high up into my brain and shakes something crazy, and it drives me nuts. I could definitely do without that in life. I would be an amazingly happy person to hear Dad, or but Dad, and I tell them all the time, I'm not a butt dad. I'm a dad. Okay, no butt dads here. What would be the one superpower that I would choose to have? That's a tough one, because obviously there's so many superpowers, and they all come with their strengths and they all come with their weaknesses. We all can't be Superman with like a stack of superpowers. So if I had to choose one, I think I'm gonna go with some kind of invulnerability or regeneration, like Wolverine. What's my favorite video I've ever posted? I have a bunch. I honestly have a blast. I enjoy creating content. It doesn't feel like work most of the time. But I think my favorite cooking video out of all my Dollar Tree videos would really have to be my very first. The first one to go viral. I made some garlic bread toast, and it wasn't even an original idea. I just saw someone do it, a friend of mine. I saw him make it for his TikTok page, and I was like, you know what, I can do that too, I think, but I'm gonna try to do it cheaper. So I had this whole Poor Man's Comfort Food series going on, and I just said in that video, Poor Man's Comfort Food Dollar Tree Edition, and almost everyone's been to Dollar Tree Edition since, but I really think that this is my favorite because it's what really launched my whole social media and having fun with this all, and it's started the ride I've been on ever since. So I'm really thankful both to that creator and to that video for really getting to me where I am now. In terms of my favorite diabetes video, they're all so similar, but the ones where Lillian is smiling in it are my favorite. She definitely has fun with our content, and she thinks she's so funny by trying to be a little moody on purpose for the camera, and she's just like her mother, and it's so funny. except it's not, but it is. So anything that she's in, I love creating content with her. It's truly rewarding, and it helps with making the best of a crappy situation. Who are the first creators I followed on social media? That's easy. I was born in the 80s. So was Tom from MySpace. I didn't need to choose Tom. He was just there automatically. And if MySpace was still around, he probably would still be in the top 8 because I don't have a lot of friends. There were a few creators I connected with very early when TikTok was kind of new. And among them are Grok Boys Barbecue and Chunky Hustle and Fun Foods. These friends have helped me grow. Without them, I wouldn't be able to be as good of a creator without their advice and the way we bounced a lot of ideas off in the beginning and shared things. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am either. So I'm very thankful to have friends like that. What is my favorite holiday? Hallowismas. Because even though Halloween is its own holiday and Christmas is its own holiday, they both involve decorations and having fun. And I love shopping for decorations and decorating our house. They just look different. There's one that's black and orange. There's one that's blue and green. Red and green, really. But I can't pick between Halloween and Christmas. They both have their positives. Both are very special to my children, and therefore very special to me. When did I first go viral? It all depends what your definition of viral is. I thought getting 100,000 views and like 30,000 likes was like my first the viral video. If we're counting that, my very first poor man's comfort food video to go viral in that sense was just making a simple chili dip. And the funny thing about it was it only went viral, I think, because everyone else said I was copying another creator, in which most of my responses really were, it's cream cheese, it's chili, and it's cheese on top in a Pyrex dish. This has existed since before many of you were born. There's no gatekeeping chili dip. It's called something else everywhere. If you're gonna use that skyline, people call it skyline dip, but we don't like spaghetti sauce for our chili dip. We like a nice hearty can of chili or even homemade chili. But yeah, that was my first viral video in terms of that. But my first like million plus viewed video was my Dollar Tree video making the garlic bread pizzas. My first non-food viral video was I went to Sam's Club. I picked up 3 swings, the indoor swings, and I put them in our hallway, and all the kids are all swinging back and forth. It was good fun, and I said, what's something to annoy your wife? And that went viral well, too. And Lillian's type 1 diabetes videos tend to go viral often because, believe it or not, there's a large number of children who use social media and watch YouTube who are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes every day. I wish it was the opposite and less kids were getting it, but that seems to not be the case. So there's a big need for diabetes education, some sense of community, and some sense of trying to make fun out of an otherwise kind of crappy situation. So almost all of her videos do well, and she's thankful for it. I'm thankful for it. And she even gets bonuses for helping me with those videos. I hate Roblox, but there's never a shortage of Robux in Lily's account. Which one of my accomplishments am I the most proud of? Can you count becoming a father? And not only becoming a father, which is kind of an achievement in itself, really refining what it means to be a dad over the years. I think I impress myself every day with how I could be a better dad than I was the year before. There's no there's handbooks, but they're just kind of, there's nothing really prepares you to be a dad. There's nothing really prepares you to be a mom. You just kind of get thrown in there and you have a lot of help along the way. But I'm proud of myself that over the last 13 years, over the last 13 years I've been a dad, that I continue to become better at that job. It's the most important job to me, and I put a lot of effort into making sure it's done as best I can. Do I see social media as my long-term career path? If not, then what can I see myself doing? I've worked in aquatics for about 20 years. First couple of years, I was just a lifeguard, got promoted to a lifeguard manager, and I've gone to grad school and got a sports management degree, and I've worked at a university in charge of an aquatics program for about 11 years now. So my full-time job is working in aquatics, and it's only been the last couple of years where I've done social media. Right now, I consider them both my full-time job. Is it a challenge? Yes, but there's some things that one provides that the other doesn't. So I can't live without the other, both in terms of benefits and stability and more fun things to do. I enjoy both, so I wouldn't want to live without either one. I love working in aquatics. I love making content. I'm gonna try to do both for as long as I possibly can. Ultimately, to make the content piece easier, as my children become more interested in editing and helping with making content, they'll definitely take a larger role when they want to. It's nothing I'm going to force on them, but they're interested now. They're a little too young, but as they grow and develop, one of them's an artist. I'm like, hey, let's make a children's book. You draw me the pictures, I'll write the story. I think we're going to do well. I've always been asked for a Nugget Cooks children's book. I just don't know how to draw well or at all, but I can write well. So a Nugget Cooks children's book has always been something I've wanted to do, and I think I would enjoy that process as well, especially if I had to share that with one of the kids. What is one of my most embarrassing moments? I can't get over this. This happened in second grade, which was like 30 years ago. So we have a classroom in my second grade classroom. There's a bathroom in the back of the room. We don't have to go into the hallway. We have our own there. I remember, I have a terrible memory. I don't remember much of my childhood, but I remember this. I walked to the back of the room, knocked on the door, loud. I can still hear in my head. No one answered. So I thought, it's empty. I don't think the doors had locks. Obviously, second graders, teacher, all that. So I had to go really bad. So I opened the door, turned around, and I sat down. Pants were already down. I was ready to go. And then as I did it, there was someone in there went, who even does at second grade? But I've never forgotten it. And so I quickly shot up, pulled my pants up, ran out the door, and I don't even know if anyone ever noticed or whatever, but it's bothered me my whole life. Someone's laughing at me right now over here while I tell the story. The person probably doesn't even remember. The teacher probably never knew. No one else knew, but it's something that's been bothering me for 30 years, and it's so embarrassing. It isn't, but it is. You know what I mean? Have I ever seriously considered quitting social media? Like every other day, like most adults, it's ebbs and flows. It's chasing dopamine. It's a roller coaster. There's some really fun feelings being a creator and using social media, but then there's the opposite of that too. And there's some really deep valleys, and you really question yourself, your authenticity. Like, am I being who I say I am? Do I deserve this? And there's really some imposter syndrome that really makes you dive deeper and deeper in that feeling. And you're like, maybe I should just stop. Like, maybe I don't deserve this because they're saying I don't deserve it, or I'm this or that. Maybe I really am. And it takes some work to get out of those valleys, to not just throw it in the towel because some trolls told you that you weren't good enough. You are. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. last one. What is my favorite movie? If you've been following me long enough on any social media platform, you know it's Jurassic Park. It came out 30 years ago, almost to the month. 30 years ago. It was my favorite movie 30 years ago. It was my favorite movie 20 years ago. It was my favorite movie 10 years ago, and it still is today. I've never changed my answer my entire life. Since I was 6 years old, it's always been Jurassic Park. I have a whole leg of Jurassic Park tattoos that I've gotten on this last year because I thought I'd be a baby and wouldn't like tattoos, but they're fun. They hurt a little bit, but it's something I'm really proud of and I love. We have so much Jurassic Park stuff here, from board games to t-shirts to toys to trading cards. I don't collect much, but if it's Jurassic Park, I probably will collect it. Well, those are all the questions I was given to answer. I hope that you've got an opportunity to learn a little bit more about me, about our content, and what we're about. If there's more things you want to know, just ask. Either ask in the comments, you could DM me. I typically interact with fans all the time, both online, in person. I enjoy it. It's fun. So don't be shy. Do some more.